coming back in or
Yes.
something. Yeah.
And so we were able to get that done. Do we have the mail side up yet? You're muted if you're speaking.
I don't see him.
Just like
I had to let me call him on the radio, Judge.
Okay. So what I'll do, Attorney Edwards, is that here we go. They're coming up. If you will waive my reading the whole script, I have,
Sure.
which I was speaking to you and I got kind of sideways. I was going to tell you I set a bond of $5,000.
Great, we accept. But we waive the reading of all the jargon. If you don't have to read it, I don't need to hear it.
Yes, ma'am. On the male side, can we bring up Mr. Justin Anthony?
Justin Anthony.
You know, Judge, everybody says that. I remember the name. It's not a name you'd likely forget. Probably never hear it again in your life.
That's true. Mr. Anthony, sir, I would normally speak to you directly, but you've taken advantage of the opportunity to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to speak to your lawyer, Attorney Edwards. I would like to just caution you that this is not private or a privileged conversation. So please don't say anything you would not want the whole world to know. Do you understand that, sir?
Exactly.
Okay. So Attorney Edwards, I have your client is charged with aggravated battery. I have set a bond of $5,000, but I will hear from you as to anything you want to say about your client or the case.
Well, Your Honor, there's nothing. We just respectfully ask that you set the bond that you have advised that you granted in this case. Mr. Anthony is not someone that finds himself in trouble on a regular basis or has any kind of history that the court would be concerned about. Obviously, as the $5,000 bond speaks to, we just ask that you issue the bond in the amount of $5,000.
Okay. And I set the bond at $5,000 because even though it's the charge, it's aggravated battery, it really appears to be a battery, the way that it's written. So I'm not going to penalize him, although this is a felony offense. So he's going to have a preliminary hearing date set for November 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon his ability to bond out, and he'll get a new court date in the mail. I did place a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Warren McMichael. So, Mr. Anthony, you're going to have to stay away from Mr. McMichael. That condition can get to your lawyer, and that's something you and your lawyer agree upon.
We can't hear you, Judge.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. The stay away provision is something that can get waived if that's something that you and your lawyer discuss, and that's what you want to do. However, at this point, it's going to stay intact. Is there anything, Ms. Edwards, additional
Nothing.
that you want to tell me? Okay.
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am. Well, you have a good day. You enjoy your vacation, Mr. Anthony. You're free to go back, sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right.
That concludes my business, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Good seeing you.
Good seeing you too.
No,
So I'm gonna read the script, and then we'll get started on the lady side.
So did you get an email in reference to we need a translator, Spanish?
No, I did not. Hold on.
Deputy Kennedy.
How many people do you?
Just one, sir.
Just one? Okay. Marie, can you hear me, ma'am? Marie, can you hear me? Marie, would you send an email over and see if we could get an interpreter? I'm going to just continue moving along. Who is the person that we need the interpreter for?
That's Mr. Gomez Rios
Okay.
Romeo.
Okay. All right. So we'll just say Mr. Gomez Rios until we can get the interpreter on the line.
Yes, sir.
Start with the read the script, and I'll start with the ladies. And if when the interpreter comes on, we'll just we'll switch over.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court. I'm here to inform you of charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing, but should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: to the presumption of innocence, to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, to a speedy and public trial by jury, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to testify on your own behalf, or offer evidence in your own defense, and to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property. Some of you will have special conditions on your bonds that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you're in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you can remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, the person will not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled for a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Where the bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date. Lastly, I need everyone to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm any statements you make during this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God? Okay, let's start on the lady side.
We ready for you, Judge?
Okay. All right, Miss Alston. Ma'am, you're charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce. The bond is set by schedule, which means it's automatically set at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
No, sir.
Okay, do you have any questions with me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. Miss Jones.
Which one?
It's two Joneses, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry, Shante Jones. Ma'am, you're charged with one count of actually 2 counts of hit and run, 1 count of improper passing, and 1 count of driving vehicle without insurance. There's going to be a $2,000 bond set on the hit and run charges. For each charge, there's going to be a $500 bond set for improper passing and a $1,000 bond set for the insurance charge. So that's a total bond of $5,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir.
Okay, do you have any questions of me?
I don't.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
What's this? Is it Jones Maria?
Maria Josefa.
Maria Josefa. So what is your last name, man?
It's hyphenated. It's Zambrana Perez. I had to drop one when I got married. So it's Maria Josefa Zambrana Jones now.
Okay. So the way your name is written is Jones as the last name,
Yes.
Maria Josefa as the first name, and Zambria as the middle name. Okay. Let me just make sure I have you in the right place. Give me 1 second, man. I'm sorry. Stay right there. You're fine.
Okay.
I just have to try to keep myself organized. Hey, ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Sharika Henderson. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. You're free to go back.
Have a good day.
You too. Okay, Miss Bermudez is here. Let's switch over to the male side.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. It appears that the person we need you for is Mr. Gomez Rios.
Yes, sir.
So he's charged with offenses, Ms. Bermudez, that we don't normally speak about over the air unless he says he doesn't understand what he's charged with.
Yes, sir.
So after I ask if he can hear and understand you, I'm gonna ask if he knows what he's charged with, okay?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gomez Rios, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señor Gómez Ríos, ¿puede usted escuchar y entender a la intérprete?
Sí,
Yes.
Mr. Gomez Rios, do you know what you're charged with?
Señor Gómez Ríos, ¿sabe usted de lo que se le acusa?
sí.
Yes.
I cannot set bond for these offenses at this time.
Yo no le puedo otorgar una fianza por estos delitos en estos momentos.
I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for November 10th at 8:30 in the morning.
Yo le voy a programar su audiencia preliminar para el día 10 de noviembre a las 8:30 de la mañana.
I'm going to set a bond hearing date for November 12th at 8:30 in the morning.
Y le voy a fijar su audiencia para pedir fianza para el día 12 de noviembre a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
¿Quiere usted que yo vea si usted califica para nombrarle un abogado?
Ya tengo un abogado.
I already have an attorney.
Okay. Who is your attorney?
¿Quién es su abogado?
Se llama Stacy. No recuerdo el nombre de ella.
¿Cómo se llama?
Stacy.
The name is Stacy, but I don't remember the name.
Okay, did you expect the lawyer to be here today?
¿Usted esperaba que su abogado estuviera acá en el día de hoy?
No, mi mamá la llamó. No sé si van a venir para acá ahorita.
No, my mother called her. I don't know if the attorney was going to come today.
Do you have any questions of me, sir?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta para mí, señor?
Sí, dice que tengo corte el 12 de noviembre. Al 12 de noviembre voy a estar encerrado aquí. ¿Cómo?
You said that I have a court day for November the 12th. Until November the 12th, I'm going to be locked up in here?
Based upon these charges, most likely, yes.
Basado en estos cargos, lo más seguro es que sí.
Your lawyer can reach out to the district attorney's office and see if they will consent to a bond.
Su abogado o abogada se puede poner en contacto con la fiscalía y ver si ellos estarían de acuerdo en consentir a otorgarle una fianza.
Okay.
Ok.
All right, sir, you're free to go back.
Ok, señor, puede retirarse.
Allen, Gonzalez,
Thank you.
that's Mr. Allen, sir.
I'm sorry. He needs the services of an interpreter also?
No, sir, no.
Oh, so I have two more people.
On the female side?
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
You got 3 more, sir.
3 more. Okay. Thank you, Miss Bermudez. You're free to go back.
Yes, sir.
Free to go back. You are free to have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you, sir. You do the same.
Okay. All right. So who do we have next?
I got Leggett.
Okay. Miss Leggett, ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of driving on a suspended license. Bond is set at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for November 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No,
Okay, ma'am. Do you have any questions of me?
no, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Ms. Rome, Judge. Rome. Hold it down, hold it down.
Okay, you're Miss Roll, ma'am. You're charged one count of battery. Bond's gonna be set at $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna have a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Whitney Shoemaker. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is gonna be set for November 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Long love.
Give me 1 second.
Yes, sir.
I didn't see. Okay.
I love that girl. Put that in here. Put some more in here. Put some more in here. So.
She gonna explain it to you, but you gonna sound like it's someone else.
Okay, Miss Lola.
Gonna explain it.
Who's the person speaking in the background?
What's that?
There was someone speaking in the background. I really couldn't understand. So I was asking who was the person speaking. So I don't have a bond order for Miss Lola. Hold on 1 second.
She should be a fugitive from justice, Judge.
I put her in the wrong stack. Wait a minute. Here we go. I'd set you to the side, ma'am. We normally save the fugitive from justice until the end. And so you're kind of in a no man's land on my desk. So, ma'am, before I go through my long-winded speech, has anyone spoken to you about this charge yet?
Yes.
You have the same rights and privileges as the others. And in this particular case, you're alleged to be a fugitive from justice from Broward County. Clayton County has no interest in your case down in Broward County, but we do have a statutory duty to hold you because they said they're going to come and get you. Based upon the conversations you've had before, have you made up your mind as to whether you want to waive extradition or whether you want to have your extradition hearing? If you have not, if you have questions about it, I'll go through that whole process.
Yes, I want to waive it.
Okay, so they will give you the documentation to sign, and then they will send that documentation to me, and I'll sign it and send it back. Do you have any questions of me?
No.
Okay, ma'am. Once you sign that documentation, you'll be free to go back.
Read it and then sign it. 7 copies, okay?
I'm gonna switch over to the mail side. Thank you for your assistance and you have
sir.
a good weekend.
All right, you too. Enjoy.
Okay. All right, let's switch over. Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Mr. Allen, sir, hold on. Let me just make sure I get my paperwork right. Mr. Allen, sir, you're charged with 2 misdemeanor offenses. One is following too close and one is driving under the influence. You're gonna have a $500 bond set for following too close and a $2,000 bond that's been preset for driving under the influence. Do you have the ability to post this $2,500 bond?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Are you working, sir?
Yes, I am working.
How much do you make per hour or per month?
Do I have to get it out?
Well, in order to qualify you, I have to make a determination as to your salary. But I'll say this: if you make anything over $4,000, you're not going to qualify per month.
Okay, I'm not qualified. I just try to get a lawyer.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, sir.
All right, you're free to go back. Mr. Bale.
I'll go.
Mr. Bale, sir, you're charged with 1 count of driving under the influence of alcohol to the extent that you're a less safe driver. I'm going to set a $500 bond for the open container charge and a $2,000 bond on the driving under the influence charge. Do you believe you can post this bond of $2,500?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Can you say that again for me?
Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You put down that your income varies. Do you know how much you're paid per hour?
Yes, 1750.
Okay. You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me? Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Dixon. Mr. Dixon, sir, you're charged with 3 drug-related offenses. I've set the bond at $3,000 for each of the possession related charges. First 2, violation Georgia Controlled Substance Act. I've set a bond of $5,000 for the possession with intent. So that's a total bond of $11,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
These are felony offenses, so you're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for November 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir.
Okay, do you have any questions of me?
Yes, the night that I was arrested, I was on the clock as far as being on, I was on work duty and I was pulled over. Well, I wasn't even pulled over, he just pulled up behind me. Is it possible that I can sign for a signature bond?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Okay.
All right, sir, you're free to go back.
Emerson.
Mr. Is it Dunkers?
Gardner is not here. That's you.
Morning, Judge.
Morning, sir. You're charged with 1 count of battery, 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of false imprisonment. I've set a $5,000 bond on the misdemeanor battery charge. I've set a $20,000 bond on the aggravated assault charge and a $5,000 bond on the false imprisonment. So that's going to be a total bond of $30,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
No, Judge.
Okay. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Mercedes Mackie. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your ability to post bond, and you will get a new court date in the mail. Have you hired your own lawyer?
Not yet, Judge. I just need to make phone calls.
Okay, so that's your plan, is to hire your own lawyer?
I just want to, Judge.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me?
No, Judge.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
Emerson.
Mr. Emerson,
Special.
good morning, sir. You're charged with 4, looks like pretty serious drug charges. I've set bond at $10,000 a piece on each of these offenses for a total bond of $40,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer? Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
You should be qualified.
Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. If you decide to hire your own lawyer, just notify the appointed lawyer that you're discharging them, and you can proceed with the lawyer you choose to hire. You have any questions for me, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, so you're free to go back.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fisher, sir, you're charged with 1 count of driving a vehicle with defective equipment. Bond is going to be set at $500 for that. 1 count of possession of marijuana more than an ounce. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. 1 count of possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute. Bond is going to be set at $10,000. 1 count of use or possession of drug-related objects. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. So you're going to have a total bond set at $17,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 10th at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201, that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
How much is the total bond?
$17,000.
Okay,
Any other questions?
that's it.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Gaston,
So Gaston is not here. I understand he was involved in an altercation. He's not here right now. I will double check, but
okay,
Mr. Harris,
do you expect him to be able to make it back, or is someone that I would have to do a continuance order for?
yeah, probably had to continue, sir.
Okay. Mr. Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jackson, you've been charged with a number of offenses. I cannot set bond on the home invasion charge at this point. So I'm not gonna set bond on any of these other offenses. I'm gonna allow the next judge to set bond.
Okay, and I want to ask a question. What if I had somebody, the person that is having with, I'm come down here and drop all of this? Like, how would, cause like this is my baby mother, we just got to a verbal disagreement, and she said she was gonna come and drop the charge. So how would I go about
Well,
it?
I mean, isn't she the reason these charges are pending?
Yeah, and she didn't know, like, the police that wrote the warrants out, they made it extra bad for me, and she didn't know that they gave me 9 felony charges. So like they're all like this. They juiced all the charges up. I didn't do none of that stuff. None of those charges, sir. You can look at my background. I don't even have nothing with no gun, nothing. You know, but she said she was gonna come up here in the morning. I don't know what she already did, but she said 8 o'clock this morning. She was gonna come right after David and give it to y'all because I didn't do anything. So they came and picked me up.
So let me, and I hear all of that, and I just want to tell you something, Mr. Mr. Jackson.
Yes, sir.
The police wrote that you pointed a gun and cocked a gun and pointed it at her because that's what she said.
That was
And hold on. I want you to take this in, please, because I see too many people that come to jail and they're like, that's my baby mama, that's my girlfriend. She would never, but she the reason that you're sitting right where you are right now. And listen, I said, I want you to stay quiet and I want you to soak it in. Okay? Because one of two things happen. She's lying to you and you should not be around her. Or you did what she told the police that you did and you shouldn't be around her. And I speak to you as if you were my son. Because if either one of those things are true, this is not the person for you.
exactly. This is not my girlfriend. This is my baby mother. We have 2 children together. You see what I'm saying? And it wasn't even supposed to.
Hold, sir. If she is having a baby by you and you don't claim her as your girlfriend, then that's problem number 3.
That's probably the reason. Exactly. Like, and that's why.
Mr. Jackson, the end result of all of this stuff is that you're going to be in jail until this gets resolved. You're telling me now that the person, based upon what you just said, the person that is so mad at you that you're not a girlfriend and she's pregnant by you is now going to come down to the courthouse at 8 o'clock in the morning. Or she's going to try to, sir, I'm just telling you, I think you're living in a fantasy world.
Well, I'm saying, so that's not possible. Because she told me she told my mother, she called my mother and said she was apologizing to my mother and told her like she was going to do this.
So Mr. Jackson, let me finish what I have to do and then I'm gonna let you go, because I really don't think it's sinking in what I'm trying to tell you.
I hear exactly what you're saying. So you definitely makes sense, perfect sense in my mind. I know it. I see exactly what you're saying, and she did it, and now she's trying to come back and renege on the situation. Trust me, I know how it looks, but she knows this shouldn't happen, and I shouldn't be here for no 9 charges. I never did nothing like this in my life.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for November 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. You're going to also have a bond hearing date set for November 12th. Now, is it your intent to hire your own lawyer? Or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of lawyer?
You see if I qualify for one?
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. The last thing that I'm going to tell you, Mr. Jackson,
Yes, sir.
and I say this all the time. The way that a person drops charges is by not filing charges. This is now between the state of Georgia and you. She can say whatever she wants to say. And maybe someone will decide to drop the charges from the district attorney's office, or they may not. If they don't, there's a very real chance that you could be sitting in jail until July 12th. I'm sorry, November 12th.
And I can't, I got kids to take care of, sir. This wasn't even supposed to happen. You know, this really was not supposed to happen. I just got the job, supposed to be working today.
Mr. Jackson,
Trust me, I understand, sir. You gave me the most wisdom I could ever today. You gave me enough wisdom, trust me. I understand.
okay, sir. All right, I'm gonna let you go. And I wish the best for you. Mr. Johnson.
Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, sir, you're charged with one count of theft by shoplifting as a misdemeanor. Bond's gonna be set at $2,000. Do you believe you can post this bond?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is gonna be set for November 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No. You think I can get a signature bond?
No, sir.
Can I ask why?
I'm sorry.
Can I ask why?
Because I said no.
I thought,
Do you believe that you're entitled to a signature bond?
No, I just would,
It's within the discretion of the judge, and within my discretion, I'm saying no.
I just wanted to know more, because, I never been in jail before, so it's something I wanted to know, why I couldn't get it. I'm not trying to pay no money, don't have no job, so that's something I wanted to know, but thank you.
Okay. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, I'll hire my own.
Okay. All right, sir. You're free to go.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Linton, sir, you're charged with one count of obstructing an officer. Bond is going to be set at $2,000. You believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for November 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
There's no OR buds on charge like this.
I'm sorry?
Is there any OR buds available for a charge like this?
I'm not going to grant you an OR bond, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Free to go back.
Come on, love. Come on.
I'm in the wheelchair, Judge.
That's fine. Mr. Love appeared before me yesterday. I don't necessarily have to see him. You have two felony charges. I don't know why that there's bonds that have been preset for these charges, but I'm not in disagreement with it. You're gonna have a $4,000 bond that's preset for arson in the first degree. And there's a $5,000 bond set for interference with government property. These are both felony offenses. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 10th at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201. And remind me, Mr. Love, do you remember the dates I gave you yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. Was it November 10th? Okay, what's your question, sir?
I was trying to, I asked the police officer and the officer that was in there, the correction officer, multiple times, could they run the camera back? Cause they said it smelled like smoke in the room, and I had to do it. Like they don't have that. I didn't have a lighter, no matches, nothing on me. They just pinned the arson on me. Like I was already incarcerated. I was already in my jumpsuit. Like I had already been searched. Everything, like they found no lighter, like they found nothing on me. They just pinned the arson and the destruction. I didn't even see a phone in the room that I was in. That's why I wanted to kind of talk to you and see like how could that go? Cause I like they picked me up off leaving Grady. I was just shot in the foot. So how would I be able to set a fire in the roof? I can't even get up.
Mr. Love, as you sit here, you're an innocent person with allegations against you. The state of Georgia has to prove each element of these offenses beyond a reasonable doubt. If they're unable to prove these, you will be found not guilty.
And do you know how long? Do you know how? Can I motion? Do you know how long that'll be? Because it's not adding up like how I would be able to start a fire and like my foot. Like
Mr. Love, it's good that you're thinking along these lines, but that's something that you sitting in a witness chair in a courtroom will be telling a jury. Okay, because I hear your argument, but this is not the time nor the place for that. You have a bond set on these charges. So these charges are not preventing you from getting out of jail.
Is this along with my charges from yesterday? So would this 9,000 be along with the 9,000 from yesterday?
Yes, sir.
So that'd be 1,800.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller, sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, 1 count of obstructing an officer. You're gonna have a $3,000 bond set on the criminal trespass and a $2,000 bond set on the obstructing an officer. So that's going to be a total bond of $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
No, sir. Am I eligible for a signature bond?
No.
Only reason why I say that because my mom passed away like a couple of weeks ago, and her funeral is on the 30th of this month. I just want to get to her funeral.
Mr. Miller, do you understand why you're here?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand your role and how you got here?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand, had you not done the things that they alleged that you did, that you would not be here and you could go to your mother's funeral?
Yes, sir.
So I can only care about your life as much as you care about it. So the stuff that they said that you were doing at Southern Regional Hospital, if it's true, you weren't thinking about your mother.
I was. That's the reason why I was.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Because you're sitting here asking me to cut you a break so you can go to your mother's funeral. And had you just walked out the door, you'd be sitting at home right now. So don't tell me you were thinking about her, because you wasn't. You were thinking about yourself. Okay? So don't ask me to care more about your life than you care about your life. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. You didn't fill the form out, so you plan on hiring your own lawyer?
I don't have nowhere to go, after today. I wouldn't have nowhere to go.
When I say form, I mean the request for a court-appointed attorney. You didn't fill that out.
Okay, I have a regular lawyer.
Okay, and I do, and I apologize for that. So do you want me to consider whether you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You currently working?
No, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have anything else you want to tell me?
Okay.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Yes, sir.
You are Mr., is it Pearson? Mr. Pearson, sir, you're charged with one count of entering automobile. It's a felony offense. Bond's gonna be set at $10,000. You're charged with one count of loitering or prowling. Bonds, that's a misdemeanor. Bond's gonna be set at $1,000. Do you believe you can post this $11,000 bond?
Yeah.
Your preliminary hearing date is gonna be set for November 10th at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Let's see. I don't see a form here. Court appointed counsel form. You plan on hiring your own lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't have any questions with me, Mr. Pearson, you're free to go back. Is Mr. Chirac OTB?
I believe so, sir. He's not here.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
You are Mr. Shaw?
Mr. Shaw, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Shaw. You're charged with one count of simple battery, one count of terroristic threats, or acts. They're both being written as misdemeanors. So I'm gonna set a $4,000 bond for the simple assault, and I'm gonna set a $4,000 bond for the terroristic threats or acts, and that's gonna make a $8,000 total bond. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is against a police officer, so I'm not gonna put a stay away provision on it. These charges, you're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for November 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Have a good day.
And you as well.
Mr. Tisdale.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Tisdale, sir, you are charged with 4 driving related offenses that are set by schedule, which means they're automatically set. Gonna have a bond for or charged to knowingly driving a vehicle on a suspended or canceled registration. Bond set at $500 for that. Distracted driving, basically having a phone in your hand. Bond is going to be set at $500. Driving a vehicle with no insurance, bond set at $1,000, and driving a vehicle with without a valid license, bond is going to be set at $1,000. So you're going to have a total bond set at $3,000. Do you believe you can post this bond, sir?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No,
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
my license was valid. It's just I didn't have it on me at the time. So would that matter now or no? It still have to wait.
It does not matter at this point. I have to set a bond for each charge, but it could be a basis for the dismissal of that offense.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
No.
All right. You're free to go back.
So you have Randall Wilson, I believe he's an adult.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson, sir, you were supposed to be added on yesterday, and you did not get added on. You've been charged with 1 count of criminal. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I was going to say, you look familiar.
I already been there. I don't know what this is. They had set me down for fingerprinting again, and I was wondering what was going on.
Okay, so there's what I normally do, sir, is I hold on to paperwork when I do not believe that I've seen the person. And I was asked this morning as to whether I saw you. And when I had the paperwork here on my desk, I said I didn't. But now that I see you, I do recall you from yesterday. And what happened, what I believe is that there was new paperwork that came in. Yep, on yesterday. So the paperwork that I'm looking at now, the bond order is from Wednesday, not from yesterday. So I do apologize, sir. That was my fault. It's totally my fault. Okay. All right, sir. You're free to go back.
Thank you.
Your Honor, you have Mr. David Knight. You told him you were going to talk to him today in reference to his signature bond. And he's here.
Okay. Yeah, we had that conversation. I thought that he said that he didn't, that he was okay with the bond that I gave him and not the conversation, but it has been denied in any event. So he should go ahead and try to post bond if he can.
Could I let him know that the bond that gets lower?
Your Honor, he'd like to talk to you. Would you
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Hey, how you doing this morning, Your Honor?
I'm doing well, sir.
Well, sorry to hear that I was denied. I probably was denied because of FTA I had in the past, and that's because I was in the hospital, and I was in the hospital when I was on dialysis, and the hospital was supposed to send the court proof that I was in the hospital, and I'm not sure if the court had got it or not, but that's the reason for the FTA that I had. And I tried my best to get somebody to post bond, but I was not able to connect with anybody on the outside. because I was desperately trying to make it to my court date. I mean, not to my court date, to my surgery on Monday with the liver transplant. I just been doing all I can. I know you lowered my bond,
Right.
and I checked in the system yesterday. It was still set at 2,500. I don't know if they changed it or not. I haven't been able to get anyone on the outside to respond for me. So that's why I was just trying to get a signature bond.
So you're David Knight III, correct?
Yes, sir.
So your bond is set at the lowest amount that my understanding of where a bonding company would write a bond for.
Well, I haven't been able to. I've called people collect trying to get them to go down and sign my bond, and I tried to call the bonding company collect, but they're not accepting any collect calls from anything. So I have no way to get in touch with anybody on the outside to try to get out. I know it's set so low, it's ridiculous that I can't get out. I have the money, but I just don't have it able to give to the bonding company. If I was able to get out and then give them the money, that would be a different story, but I don't believe they operate like that.
My understanding, Mr. Knight, is that they will come to the jail and speak with you.
I tried several times to contact 3 or 4 different bonding companies, and all of them saying no, denied that they denied all kind of collect calls coming to. I guess they have a lot of people calling collect.
Well, yeah. I mean, they'd go broke if they took collect calls.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. And the 2 free calls that I had when I first came in, I got 2 answering machines, and you get 2 free calls, but when the answering machine picked up, they counted that as a call, maybe. So I have no other calls or no one to contact.
Okay, Mr. Knight, are you telling me you believe that you can post your bond?
If I can get outside, I can come up with $100.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you this one more time, Mr. Knight.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
I tell people all the time, and they keep forgetting. I got a small brain, so when I ask you a question,
okay,
it's generally a yes or no question, so I can then start going down the decision tree.
Okay.
Do you believe you can post your bond?
I have money in my bank.
Okay.
I don't have.
Hold on.
Okay.
It's not a filibuster. We're not gonna, because I'm already late for a staff meeting. Mr. Knight. Who is that working over today? Deputy who? Deputy who?
Deputy Stephen, sir.
Would you do me a favor?
Yes, sir.
Would you see if there's an ability for Mr. Knight
Yes, sir.
to use the phone to contact the bonding company?
Okay, sir.
And Mr. Knight, this is going to be a one-time deal.
Yes, sir.
You're not gonna be sitting there dialing California or wherever.
Yes, sir.
This is my attempt to help you post a bond so you can have your surgery.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
And if your surgery is important to you, you will not waste this opportunity. Deputy, if
Yes,
at
sir.
all possible.
Yes, sir. I will take care of it.
Okay, and just so you know, Mr. Knight, the deputy doesn't work for me. I'm making this request, and it sounds like he's going to do the best that he can. That doesn't mean it's gonna happen,
Okay.
because again, he's doing me a favor and you a favor.
Yes, sir.
So if it doesn't work out, you gotta do what you gotta do to get out. Okay?
Yes, sir.
He's not gonna spend his whole rest of his shift walking you around to try to make this happen. Okay, sir?
Okay, sir.
Sir, thank you so much, sir.
If I ask you a question, sir.
That's it. You done.
Okay, yes. All right,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, goodbye.
Yes, sir. See you Monday.
Yes, sir. Have
Yes.
a good weekend.